my name is Kelly Cannon, and this is the Salt Lake Tribune Daily Buzz, a video series where we bring you the important story of the day and why it matters to you. So a bill is making its way through the Utah legislature, and it would tweak how Utah responds to people experiencing homelessness during the cold winter months. It would also make requirements on more counties across the Wasatch Front to kind of pitch in and help. So what is this bill? Where are we right now? And what would this bill add to it? So right now, leaders across Salt Lake County are required to come up with a shelter overflow plan for the unhoused people during the cold winter months. And they did this last year. And despite them adding more beds online than ever before, they still fell short of their goal, which led to existing homeless resource centers having to expand their own booth capacity. So there are four major parts in this bill. The first bill, it would require Salt Lake County to continue making those overflow plans, but it kind of moves up the deadline for that plan to be completed from September 1st to August 1st. The second thing is that we require all counties that have a population of 175,000 or people or more to also prepare a plan on how they would help shelter unhoused people during the winter. And this would start in 2024. This would place new requirements on Weber, Davis, Utah, and Washington counties, though it would not require them to build shelters. Currently, neither Utah County nor Davis County have homeless shelters in their county limits. The third part is it would create what's called a code blue threshold that automatically allows shelters to expand their capacity once temperatures drop to about 15 degrees or colder. The provision would also allow privately operated buildings to work as temporary shelters during these extremely cold temperatures. Finally, the last thing it would do is it would increase the state fund to help cities that host a homeless shelter and offer a larger share of money to communities who are willing to take on an overflow facility. However, to receive that cash, cities with camping bans on the books would have to enforce them. Now, camping bans have been a source of contention between advocacy groups and city officials because it often leads to city-sanctioned camp cleanups, where basically people experiencing homelessness have to gather all of their belongings and basically move along or risk having everything they own thrown away. So advocates are seeing a lot of positive elements in this bill, but want to add a sanctioned encampment option because people want a safe and warm place to stay without having to go into a shelter where they may feel like they are being treated like they're in jail. So has this bill received any backlash? Yes, mostly from Utah County. The Utah County Council of Government submitted a letter last week to lawmakers asking them to kind of ditch the planning requirement that would be put on their county. They said that they would appreciate more time learning about the existing shelter system, the expansion plans, and where the overall shelter approach would put the state and the county in the years to come. A provost spokesperson said the city supported the Council of Government's letter but declined to comment further. Like I said earlier, the version of this would not require Utah County to build a homeless shelter. Representative Brady Bremer voiced his complaints about the bill during the House floor time, saying that, quote, "We're building a homelessness industrial complex." And he talked about how shelters aren't safe because the barriers of entry are so low, and people are terrified of being in low barrier shelters. But Bremer ultimately supported the bill. Mayors across Utah County cities, especially those with already existing homeless shelters, voiced their support for the legislation, including mayors from Midvale, Mill Creek, and Salt Lake City. Now, so what happens next? So the bill is moving on has passed the House, it's moving on to the Senate, and then if it passes the Senate, it will go in front of Governor Spencer Cox, and he will decide whether ultimately he's going to sign or not. But we want to hear from you guys. What do you think should be done to help Utahns who are experiencing homelessness? Do you think more should be done? Do you think less needs to be done? Where do you think where is the state's responsibility and the city and the county's responsibility to help people who are experiencing homelessness? Comment below, or you can tweet us at SLTrib. Thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. If you want these videos as soon as they drop, be sure to that you're subscribed. That way you'll get them as soon as they drop. Thank you.